So what is the story behind J89? Why did you start with a whiskey company?
This goes long back. This goes long back. Our story to खासमा न्युजिल्यान्डबाट नै स्टार्ट भयो.
तपाईँ born and raised नेपालमै हो, वीरगन्जमै हो?
हजुर. So born in Birganj, hometown is Birganj. त्यही जन्मेको, हल्का स्कुलिङ पनि त्यही गरे, तर I went into hostel at a very young age. त्यसपछि through and through hostel मै बसेको. And then I went to New Zealand. I had started off with a little contract with the New Zealand Army. Sometimes in there as a cadet, doing some contract work, and then I got into hospitality along with my studies. So I had a restaurant in New Zealand. It had a beautiful name. You're gonna love it.
What is it? What was it?
So it was a very, very modern restaurant. It was in one of the most poshest streets in Auckland. It was called Kama Sutra Restaurant. The people over there loved it. It was a fusion sort of a food. We had a mix of everything. Have a bit of a Thai, continental, Indian, Nepali, or mix of everything. And so hospitality is, I had learned cooking as well prior to starting my own restaurant. So restaurant, त्यसपछि I got into logistics. Logistics भन्नाले तपाईको supply chain, deliveries, warehousing.
All right.
So त्यहाँ त्यो वर्कमा हुँदाखेरि, contractor हुँदाखेरि logisticsमा, I got in touch with one of the biggest breweries in Australasia, land breweries.
Okay.
So त्यो New Zealand को भनौं न top breweries नै छ. They produce beer. So I was in contract with them, and त्यसपछि मलाई एउटा यस्तो भनौं न, I really got interested in learning more about how beer is made, how alcohol, spirits is made. So we used to have, त्यहाँ पहिलाको टाइममा के हुन्थ्यो, we used to have a tap in there.
Oh yeah.
Before the regulation came into place,
right.
Strict regulation. During the work, you could drink as well. Open the tap, some beer, have a little beer. So we used to have these socials every Friday evening after work. गयो गफ गर्यो डिस्टिलर्सहरुसँग, ब्रू मास्टर्सहरुसँग. त्यहाँबाट मेरो इन्ट्रेस्ट अलिकति बढ्यो. So I became friends with one of the distillers over there. त्यसपछि he suggested me do a course, so I did a course in alcohol technology.
All right.
Then I worked in blending. Then I went to Edinburgh. I did some blending courses in there. त्यसपछि came back to New Zealand, did some more work in blending. That is how it grew. And then I decided, to come back to Nepal. Then I started from, setting the factory up, unit up everything, and then making the brand. So J89 pani, that is how we thought of it, because I wanted to do something different. भन्नाले नेपालमा prevailing त्यो बेला और अहिले पनि blended whiskies हरु नै छ. I wanted to come into a malt whiskey segment. So J89, the name itself is basically named on the barrel. J भन्नाले एउटा barrel रहेछ, Irish barrel. So Irish oak wood, if you Google it up, is one of the rarest barrels जुन तपाईले पाउनुहुन्छ. पाउन नै गाह्रो छ amongst the European barrels. किनभने what happened during the world wars, जति पनि oak woodहरु थियो, that got exported to mainland UK for the world wars. So Ireland got left with very little oak wood. So J is like a batch of barrels which were made in Ireland, and they were first produced in 1989. Okay. That is why मैले के सोचे कि हुन्छ making a whiskey, तर technically keep it very technical. जुन प्रकारले बनाएछ, जुन प्रक्रियाले बनाएछ, जुन आधारमा बनाएछ, त्यसको नामबाट नै राखौं. So that is why we kept the name.
You know what I was assuming?
What's that?
It's because your name is Jag, so it's like J8 is like A, 9 is J.
I wish, but I'm younger than that, not 89. I'm 2000 born, so it should have been J2000. I wish.
Okay, all right, that makes sense. So you started with the whiskey त्यसपछि?
हजुर, so started with J89 was the first brand. त्यसपछि launched a few more brands, which is a label, Yorkshire label, which caters to a different segment. J89 Double Wood, which is a 12-year-old Scotch whiskey. Then just recently launched Polska vodka, which is
good. It's actually
which
good.
is thank you, but it's also Asia's first or world's 18th barrel aged vodka. So we import the spirit from Poland. Why Poland? किनभने जस्तो whiskey को कुरा गर्दाखेरि Scotland भयो, vodka को कुरा गर्दाखेरि
It's Poland.
Poland भयो.
Right.
They have mastered your technology of vodka making. World मा तपाईको दुईटा countries को competition रहेछ एउटा vodka मा, Russia and Poland.
Russia and Poland. Yeah.
So they're always fighting the battle, the Cold War with the vodka. So Poland's always been there. So त्यो अहिलेको लागि and many more to come.
All right.
With
So,
God's grace.
especially with the locally made, 100% locally made whiskeys, I mean, like that's something. I look
Yeah,
forward to.
working towards
How
it.
challenging is that? How challenging is that?
Extremely. Extremely. Because number one thing is not just the setup, it's the manpower, it's the weather, it's a lot of experimenting to start off with, which we've already done, but it's very challenging.
Just especially with your alcohol products, ma taxes every year just बढेर जान्छ. त्यसले गरेर चाहिँ कतिको च्यालेन्जिङ हुन्छ मार्केटमा आउनु.
त्यसको गर्दाले त it is a real challenge. तर the sad bit is कि अब तपाईको ultimately it's the consumers who's paying for it.
True.
Because at the end of the day, companies हुन्छ marketing point of view ma ठिक छ, they take a dip. Companies cannot take too much losses because the taxes are very high. Government must have a very good thought about it, why the taxes are high. So I've got no say in that, but then again, it makes it very challenging for consumers, enable for them to spend certain amount of money. अब तपाईको कुरा गर्दाखेरि 1752 or something मा त UK मा एउटा riots नै भयो थियो, malt riot.
Okay.
Yeah,
just for the whiskey.
Yeah, just for the alcohol, I mean, they love drinking, and किन यति tax बढाएको गराले. So and then that's why they came up with a lot of reforms. I mean, we know English people, especially Irish, are the biggest drinkers in the world. They drink like anything.
True.
So tax rises, tax raises is challenging, but that is just how it is. There's not much we can do about it.
The ultimate price is like for the consumers to pay.
It is a little sad for consumers because they've got to bear the brunt of it. But we, as an organization, we try to do our best not to transfer all that cost.
Right.
We try our best to bear all the cost ourselves as well, because we want them to enjoy genuine whiskey.